Hiya. Okay. I was thinking, I don't know if I've explained, because of what happened to me, I had to go into a mental hospital. And this is going back to 2001. I had a life. I had a family. I had 3 kids at the time. This was going on that happened to me. I worked from home, had a home office, had a husband, kids, raising a family, and all that. And I've talked about this, but I don't know if I talked about what happened after that heart swirl happened in the back office. And at the end of that, when I said, because I've done a video of it before, when I said that I peed myself at the end, I guess I could go through it all together, just so it makes sense. But what happened was, I was looking, Def Leppard was at the Houston Rodeo in I think it was March 2nd of 2001. And I ended up going and managed to go back and went to their hotel afterwards. This is where the picture of Joe and I was taken, at the hotel they stayed at that night. But anyways, I was looking at the photo, and I was thinking to myself when I saw it, I was looking at it, just what would it be like to be with him, And so as I'm sitting there thinking, what it would be like, hang on a second. Ouch. I had the heater on, I turned it off. It's a bit warm, I had my robe on. Anyways, I was looking at the photo and I was thinking to myself, what it would be like to be with him. And as I'm doing that, all of a sudden, I heard this voice that said, visualize. And I thought a second, and I was sitting there thinking, and then it repeated, visualize. I clearly heard it. And I believe it was sexual in nature, because I got these pictures in my head, when they were saying that. And I had some like pictures in my mind. And so after it said visualize, I remember saying I can't. I didn't say it out loud. I said it intuitively. I said I can't. And anyways, then I heard the word submit, and I heard the word submissive. I didn't know what it meant. I know that. I didn't understand what it meant, but that's what I heard. When all of a sudden, I felt Phil came in. He swooped in, like about right there, his energy swooped in, announced his arrival, like, Phil Collin, I knew that's who it was. And when it swooped in, it felt like a little bit of love. It said love energy. That's what it said to me. And it followed, it was his energy, swooped in, followed by his wife at the time, Anita, his wife at the time. It was him real fast, and she was right behind him. But what I got to thinking was, looking back, trying to think about what it means now, is I think because he was attached to his wife, plus I met her at the rodeo, I was thinking, it was her followed by him because they were married, but it felt like a little bit of love energy is what it implied. And after that happened, all of a sudden, from up out in front of me in the office, this energy came to my heart, and it started swirling. It swirled like this, swirled back and forth like this in a line. And it was going back and forth like this, from my heart to up to a point out in thin air. And this is going on. and I'm feeling it, And I had a thought, who is this? And Joe told me his name. He told me during this transfer of energy from my heart to thin air, Joe told me his name, and it kept going. And I'm just like amazed by the whole situation. And he climaxed, like had an orgasm. And then I did, after he did. And the energy stopped. And I can remember thinking, my God, what happened here? Whoa was my first word, whoa. I couldn't believe what just happened. And then I peed myself. So, hang on. I ended up peeing myself. And that is when I went to my bedroom after that to change my clothes. So I got to my bedroom door and walked in right where my dresser was. And I stood there because I felt this, I say it's like a chemical reaction. It was the strangest thing. I felt Joe and Phil inside my body, their energy swirling around. I would say I felt them swirling from my belly up to my head. They were swirling around all inside my body. And I could feel them shooting out, like searching through my drawers, searching through my clothes, searching through every bit of who I was, inside and out. I felt that, and I tried to stop it. I wasn't talking out loud, but I said, stop intuitively inside my body. Stop, because they were all inside me, just swirling around, looking at who I was. And I can remember Joe standing out very, very prominently. And he told me, it's hard to put into words. I understand what he meant. But now, years later, with things that have happened, I've kind of wanted to understand it more. But he stood out very prominently, and he said to me, don't let money affect me in a bad way. Something to that effect of material stuff and money. He was about that. And he was like, don't let that affect me. That was his message. Phil didn't give me a message or nothing like that. It was just him swirling around all inside me, checking my drawers and checking what I had and who I was. And Joe was doing the same thing. But before all this stopped, Joe mentioned to me, he did say something about money and don't let it affect me in a bad way or something. Or I don't know what he meant by it, but it was money, it was material, and not to let that be a negative towards me to him or towards me to, I don't know what exactly he meant. But that is what happened. After that interaction, their energies throughout my body, I flipped. Now, it took a little while. It was not, just a few days maybe. I'd have to get records to prove it. I did try it one time, but they said they didn't have a record of me, so I don't know if I had the right hospital or not. But I never went to a mental hospital. I've never had any kind of incidences mentally ever in my entire life. Now, granted, my mom has been diagnosed with bipolar. Now, I know that's inherited, but I know for a fact I'm not mentally ill. I don't have any kind of mental illness. None. That is what happened to offset my mental capacity and why I've been in mental hospitals and been triggered inside with episodes. Now, granted, I have done some bizarre things in my life, because of this. And that is why my husband divorced me. I went mentally ill, and I ended up going into the mental hospital after that, a few days, I don't know exactly, but I was seriously mentally kaput. And so I ended up going. I had to go twice before my husband divorced me. And so I got to thinking, that about that, and I thought, well, if my husband divorced me, how could he really love me? That's what I was thinking. Anyways, I was hurt at the time, and it was very traumatic experiences for me. It extremely hard. My kids were my life. They were my life, and I loved them with all my heart, and they were my heart and soul. But unfortunately, the way things worked out, I had to get a divorce and things like that. But that's what I wanted to explain was after I had mentioned that I peed my pants, that is what happened. I went to go change my clothes, and that's when all these energies were going inside my body, feeling Joe. And that's what made me lose my mind. That's what made me mentally ill. All of my mentally ill episodes were because of this energy inside my body. I don't know how the body works. I am a spiritual person. Okay. And I have, that it really troubles me. It troubles me. One thing troubles me about this whole thing, all of it, is that I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. And my life has changed completely since then. But what hurts is the fact that I'm telling the truth. And especially my family. They think I'm mentally ill. And those things didn't really happen to me. And I'm here to tell you, those things happened exactly like I said. I know, I'm easy to believe. I would believe it because I'm spiritual and I believe in things and magic and things like that. But it breaks my heart that they believe that it didn't really happen and that I'm mentally ill. And if you think about it, if they would just look back, at how I was raising my family and it grew up and raised and grew up through all the shit and all that. I've never given anybody ever a reason not to believe me that those things are real and they really occurred. And it's taken me forever, And I'm coming to, it's hard to deal with. Because I'm telling the truth. Whether you believe me out of thin air, this energy was swirling around in my heart, whether you believe I don't care if you believe, because it is true, but it hurts me, especially, I'm not saying outsiders, but my family, my sister and my mom and everybody, they think it happened because I'm mentally ill and I'm not. And if they would just look back at my life and notice the times and the dates, that's just like my magic Barbie doll disappearing trick. My sister said, well, it didn't seem like magic to her. Well, hell no, because you were in the bathroom doing your makeup. I'm in the bedroom doing it. And then my Barbie ends up in the bathroom, and I tell them what happened, but they just didn't believe me. But anyways, yeah, I get pretty hurt over that because I'm an honest person. Why would I make it up? It doesn't make any sense, does it? I mean, I don't think it makes any sense. Why would I make something like that up? How could I make it up? Where would it come from, But at any rate, yeah, it really happened. And, yeah, so I've been in a mental hospital since then. I think I was 30. I was 36 when my divorce was. I was about 33 when this happened. I'm 54 now. I was 33 when this happened. And it's affected my life every day since. Every day since. And I know back at the end of June, 1st of July, I had some videos, about 7 videos. I plopped out on my page. And the main reason I do it is because in case I die, or, you know, in case I die, or anybody even cares, not that they would anyways, but in case something happened to me, even my grandkids or whatever, you know, if something happened in their lives or their children's lives, like mine, at least it's out there. If they happen to come across it, or somebody come across it, you know, that's why I'm doing this. Plus, it helps my mental health. You know, like I said, I've said many times, I'm alone all the time, and I sit here in this small trailer, you know, and anyways, yeah, I want to know that in case, you know, it has happened to somebody else, or it hasn't happened, or if any, you know, like that I've experienced it, and for people to believe them that it is real, you know, because it hurts deeply, deep, that my family wouldn't believe me, you know, and I haven't been treated the best. It's better now that I got my own place, you know. I guess I guess us girls can't live together, you know. But yeah, it hurts. It does hurt that they don't believe me, you know. And I don't know if seeing me on video, I don't know how I can get the truth across. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can help my grandkids or their kids or anything like that, or anybody, and it helps me to talk about it, you know. It helps me to get it out of my system. Otherwise, I sit here and I'm like, looking at four walls and just, ugh, I don't know. I'm doing all right, though. I'm much better now. I do get emotional when I talk about it. I'm just trying to get it out there anyways. But yeah, that's what happened. And I mean, you know, them not believing it and I'm telling the truth. How do you think I feel? I'm the only one. I've had to deal with this and live with this and function and learn how to refunction my life because of all of this. You know, it hasn't been easy. It's still not easy. It's easier, you know, as the years have went by. It's gotten easier, yeah. But it's exactly what happened. You know, they were swirling inside my body, their energies, and it made me lose my mind. That's how and I'm on medication. Now, I'm on one medication that's called Latuda. And I take that it's for bipolar depression. But I don't have bipolar, you know? So I don't know if taking these medicines is going to hurt me in the long run or cause me to, I don't know. Latuda, it's been all right, though. It really hasn't. I feel normal. And it was so funny because I wrote this little post. I went to the doctor, you know, every 3 months I go for a checkup and refills on my medication. And it was funny. One day I went in to talk to this guy and he says, you know, how's your medication doing? And I said, it's great. I don't even feel like I'm on anything. I feel normal. And he says, well, how do you know it's working? And I thought to myself, what do you mean? Why? What's the medicine supposed to do? You know, aren't I supposed to feel normal again, you know? But yeah, I am concerned about that, you know, because I don't have a mental illness, but I'm taking mental illness medication. Now, I've had mental episodes, granted, and I needed help at the times, you know, that I've had to go. But it's all been energy, you know? I don't understand fully. I know it's twin flame-ish. There's more to it than just twin flame, though. I don't know what it is, though. But Joe is my twin flame. He's the one that did the heart energy with me, you know? But, yeah, I am concerned about the medication-wise, and if I were to stop taking it, you know, if I'd be just normal like I am now, you know, but I keep taking it, even though I don't have bipolar, and I know that for a fact. That incident is what caused me to have mental illnesses and mental episodes. So, yeah, I'm not saying I didn't need the mental help. I did. But it wasn't bipolar. It was because of some alienesque kind of a encounter. A magical, spiritual, I don't know, encounter. But Joe and Phil know. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But that's why I can't figure out why they won't talk to me. I know for a fact. They know. But I don't know why they don't talk to me. And for the longest time, I've had to heal without any information, just me. It's just been me. And I've had to live through the last 21 years. 18 years I kept that secret. The heart swirl and all, I kept that a secret. I never told anybody till I moved in with my mom after October 16th of 2018. I moved in with her from the UK and Florida. And eventually I came out to her and told her about it. But I kept that a secret for 18 years. Never told anybody. Now, there's been a couple of times in the mental hospitals that have tried to relay the information. But during the process of trying to relay some information, I'll go more recently to February 2019, January-ish 2019, I think. I was in there for a month in, what was it called? Aspire. Aspire Mental Hospital. I was in there. And they put me there for a month. And this upsets me too, because they have a court kind of thing in Aspire. And you got to go to court, and they sanction you. And they sanctioned me there. I couldn't even speak for myself in this place. I tried to tell this head doctor, about different experiences and what was going on with my body. She didn't believe me. She was telling me I was mentally ill, that these things didn't go on. Now, I know about gaslighting and all that. I didn't know about it at the time. But I'm sitting there telling these people the truth about what's happened to me. And they didn't believe me. They were saying I'm mentally ill. Oh, God, I get furious. I get so furious. And it does make me angry. It does. It really does. Because I've not had one friend, one stranger. I've not had anybody, nobody, not one person message me, say, hey, I understand where you're coming from, or anything, nothing from anybody. It's just me. Which I think is really bizarre. Am I the only one on the planet, or what? It just totally blows my mind. And it's like, because these people haven't experienced this, or haven't went through it, never heard of it, then it's not real. It's real because I'm sitting here telling you about it, How do you think I feel dealing with this and coping with this when I've got all this this... Everybody from everywhere, you're mentally ill, you're mentally ill, you're mentally ill. No, the fuck I ain't. This is what happened to me. I get furious. I'm sorry. I really get furious. But it's a God's honest truth. Like I said, I was living back here. This clouded thing I had talked about before, it's not cloudy now. It's clear. I can feel it, but it's free flowing. There's not a set cloud back here. It's the energy is free. Like, I don't know what this is back here, but it's not there like a cloud like it was earlier. But yeah, before this video gets too long, I'll shut off. I got other things to talk about, but I'll cut this one off. Bye.